Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, Facebook. This is Tony from Cole Park Uncut, and it is Friday, Halloween. It's about 9:30. I'm getting ready to get on the road, taking a little road trip to go see my daughters and my grandson down in Maryland. So for those of you, I wanted to put a quick word out to the channel because I know you guys haven't seen any videos. I don't think I've posted a video. It's probably been 2 weeks. And so I just felt I wanted to give the channel kind of a briefing on what's been going on with me and why you guys haven't seen any videos posted in the last couple of weeks. So it goes back to last Thursday. So someone from my channel that I interview pretty regularly, it's a couple, had got a hold of me on my personal phone. So for those of you that don't know, I have a track phone that I use for the channel. That's how the people on my channel, they could get a hold of me if there's, whatever, let me know what's going on with them. So they get a hold of me via the track phone that I have. But in this one case, I ended up giving this individual my personal number. I think I may have called him, I think, from my personal phone. It was just like an error on my part. I didn't mean to, but I did. I called him on my personal phone, so he had my number. And so he got a hold of me last Thursday, and he was basically saying him and his girl was hungry. He was wanting me to send him money, cash app him some money, as a matter of fact, because they were hungry. They hadn't been eating. They were out in Winstead, blase, blase. So, first of all, I called him back and explained to me, lose my number, don't call me. I called you from that number in error, and I had explained to him not to call me on that number. That was my personal number. So when I realized he had my number, I did tell him not to call me. So anyway, he proceeds to tell me that him and his girl are hungry. They're at the library in Winstead, and they haven't eaten. And I responded in a text. I was like, you and your girl, y'all are able-bodied. Y'all should be able to go to the local restaurants, ask for a job, ask them if you could do any little odd jobs at the restaurant to make some money to feed you. So he said he had been doing that, but the people were getting tired of him, basically, is what he was saying. And I know he specifically mentioned McDonald's as a place that they were, sounds like they were hanging out there too much. They were just lingering around McDonald's, and the workers started saying, like, you guys are up here too much. And I think they were starting to create a scene up there that the people at McDonald's didn't like, or they didn't want to have up there. So anyway, he and I are going back and forth on the via text. And he's getting more desperate. Then he starts, in my opinion, I think he threatens me, basically. And I responded back in a text, are you threatening me? And, basically, you take it however you want to take it, blase, blase. So to me, it was taken as a threat. So I tried calling him back. I was trying to get a hold of him to speak to him in person or live. But due to whatever reason, I think he didn't have, I think he was only able to text. He wasn't able to make phone calls. So anyway, we went round and round, and I'm trying to be like, I'm like, dude, you and your girl, y'all could be doing, there's something you could be doing to make ends meet, but I'm not responsible. Don't hold me responsible for feeding you, because just so the people on the channel know, I do make donations to the people that I interview. So in the breakdown, it basically is, if I do an interview with you and I think you have a story that's worth putting on the channel, I will. So I'll pay an individual $20. I'll give them $20. And if it's a couple that I'm interviewing, I'll give them $30. So he was basically asking me to basically front him $30, and then he would owe me an interview. And so I explained to him, no, when I started this, this channel, I knew there would be things like this that would come up, and that's something I wasn't going to venture down that road. So I explained that to him. I said, no. I said, I'm out of town. I said, when I get back in town, which would have been last week, I'll let you know when I'm in town, and we can set up a time and place to meet to do an interview. So that wasn't good enough. He was like, then he started talking about saying that, people at the park, negative things that people at the park have to say about me, like I might be undercover, that I'm scamming people. So he was just, he was mean-spirited. He was angry, he was upset because I wasn't giving him he wanted $30. So I said no. So anyway, he and I are going round and round, and finally it gets to the point where I share with him, I'm ending the phone call, don't contact me anymore, lose my number type of thing. Then he tones it down. He tries to bring it back. Oh, you know, you're a good guy. You know, I'm just, you know. Then he explains to me his girl is pregnant, and that's why, you know, the act of desperation. So, but anyway, I ended it with him like it's not worth my energy to be going through this with him because I know it would be a repeated thing. It would rear its head again. So I kind of ended the relationship with him at that point. So I haven't heard anything from him. I won't be interviewing him anymore. I told him that, and pretty much that was it. But I had to take a moment just to kind of reevaluate everything. That I want to continue to do the channel? Was it worth it? And for those of you who don't know, that I started this channel, I wanted to get the word out about addiction and homelessness. I lived in Torrington for over 20 years, owned a home in Torrington, raised 3 kids in Torrington. All my kids went through the Torrington school system. I've coached in basketball in Torrington, football in Torrington. So I'm rooted in the community. I've worked in Torrington in the addiction field. So I'm very familiar with the town. And I wanted to get the word out about Cole Park in particular because I know Cole Park, you know, a lot of people that live in Torrington, I know this to be a fact, they really, you know, Cole Park isn't really highly thought of. It's thought of as a place where, you know, a lot of your homeless and your drug addicts hang out during, you know, unless there's like a concert or something going on. But it's a place where the homelessness and the people that suffer with addiction, they hang out. So it does have when people tend to think of Cole Park in Torrington, and I was one of them. I would never allow my kids to hang out at Cole Park. I just wouldn't because of the stigma associated with it. And I know a lot of people in the town feel the same way. So I just wanted to get the word out. I said it would be interesting to get the word out about the people that frequent the park, because I know I would drive by at certain times and I would be like, yeah, look at those people that are just hanging out over there doing nothing, not contributing to society. But then again, in my mind too, like, these people must have a story. And then with my experience working in the addiction field, I know they do have a story. So I wanted to get these stories out about why some of the people are the way they are, what happened to them along their journey in life, and what derailed their, whatever they had, dreams, goals they had set for themselves, what derailed that due to addiction and homelessness, period. So that was my main reason for starting the channel, was to get the word out. And trust me, I'm fully aware, I knew there was going to be some backlash. I knew there were going to be some people that weren't going to be supportive of the channel. They may feel the way they feel about it. But I did believe when I started to do this that there were going to be some people that may come to a different understanding about addiction. So that was my general purpose for doing the channel. And I thought things were going along pretty smoothly. I was trying to get the interesting stories out for people that wanted to share their story. So I understand if somebody's going to share something deep and personal with me, and it's going to go on a social media platform, that, you know, those people should be compensated something. I don't expect anyone to share their life story or some of the things that they've been through in life without being compensated in some shape or form. So that's where we're at. So, you know, so that's where things are as of right now. So I have reevaluated if I was going to do the channel or not, if I was going to continue. And I've been back and forth with yes, and I'm going to stop, and da-da-da, it's not worth the energy. But I do fully understand that there's going to be, you know, some of the people at the park that you deal with, they come from, you know, they've had a lot of issues in their lives. So some of them are going to be nasty to me. Some of them are going to be very however, and I've experienced that. I've been threatened at the park, called a racist at the park because I try to meet with people. I kind of get a sense of what they're going to share with me before I decide if I want to put it on do the interview with them. And so some people, based on what they share with me, I pass. And so some of those people get upset or angry, and they say some things. But I figured that would be the case when I started this, so that's not a surprise. But I was taken back by what happened last Thursday because I felt like I was threatened. So that's the pause for the interviews, not seeing the interviews. Yes, I need to reevaluate. But I've decided I'm going to continue on. I'm going to put out the interviews. I think it's that important to get the word out. So yeah, I just wanted to do a brief, let you guys know, because I know I hadn't put out any interviews for a couple of weeks. But that's it. I'm wishing everyone a happy Halloween. If you're taking your kids out, be safe. I'm looking forward to hanging out with my grandson, and I'll be back, and then I'll start, redoing the interviews all over again. But please, I just want to get the word out, people. Please, when you see the videos, please like, share, and subscribe. Get the word out, because I think it's important that we get the word out about the people that frequent Copart. All right? Have a good day, people.